What's going on, everybody? Wanted to show you using the extraction prompt here with ChatGPT. Look, there's a lot of different AI platforms out there right now. I use Poppy. You don't have to. I like it because of the visual training. That's what separates all AI basically, is the what's called language model. So that is the model that you're using that you've educated. So obviously ChatGPT has access to virtually all the information on the internet that we could want. And you can use that by simply prompting your way through and ensuring that it gets you the right information in the right format that you want. And let's face it, ChatGPT is getting better. They're not great yet, but they are getting better. This platform, Get Poppy, again, not required, but it helps me know, so I can have, like, in this board, for instance, I was writing a sales page. I used a bunch of the documents from our Word doc, linked it over to a chat, a description of what I wanted, linked it over the chat. It just makes it easier versus the other alternative of what I would do if I was using ChatGPT is kind of what I did here. So this is actually a really good idea if you're looking for a way to create a product. What I did was I took a screenshot of my notebook. You can see this is my handwriting, screenshot of my notebook. And I said, can you make a text version of this? And it did, which told me it can read all of my text. So then I went through my notebook and I gave it every good, basically good idea that I've had for coming up with products, for ways to sell, for frameworks for selling. This notebook has been something I've been working on for 4 to 5 years, and these are 16 of the best pages. So I uploaded those, and then I had to upload more because that wasn't all of them. And I basically said, look, incorporating all of the pages that I just gave you, let's come up with a product. And so that's a great way that you guys can come up with products. And this is, again, using ChatGPT. You can host a live call, and you can take the transcription of it and turn that into a product. I've done that many a times. You can use notes from a notebook. You can use screenshots from an actual book. You can use a bunch of stuff. So it's the same idea, whether it's Poppy or whether it's here, right? If this was Poppy, I would take the same images, I would upload them as an image, and that would be it. Again, the visualness of this is nice because now I have 2 separate chats here, for instance, and I can connect them to different parts of this. So you notice this chat does not reference this or this. These pieces are only for the top one. So again, I like doing that. It is visual to me. And to be honest, ChatGPT, the paid version, is around, if you do monthly, if you extrapolate it out yearly, because Poppy can only do yearly, it's around the same price. I even upgraded. You guys can see I have 13,000 credits with them. I really genuinely believe in them as a platform, and I use them for all kinds of different boards. And I'm happy to share these boards with anybody who enrolls. So if you do, let me know. But you can do all of this in ChatGPT, and I wanted to kind of walk you through how that happens, right? So this is the idea creation. I used notebook pages that I had written in, and I said, look, what can we create? And it said, how about a step-by-step system to launch a faceless funnel that attracts leads, builds trust, and drives scalable sales without showing your face, dancing on TikTok, or needing a big audience? I loved it. I said, let's roll. And it kind of gave me a phased out system. Now, this was not built on my prompt. This was giving me a system kind of on its own, right? Based on what I had shown. I then went through and I kind of gave it another description. I like the idea of this. We want to share a framework that people can use to identify a popular niche. Kind of went through that. I was like, all right, it was kind of back and forth, looking good, but it didn't have my prompt in it. So then I uploaded my book and I said, hey, you kind of need a little bit more information. So as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm teaching the AI as I'm going back and forth. And this is what prompting really is. It's a dance. It's a dance. We're going back and forth with them. We're like, hey, this is good, but not quite great. This is okay, but it needs this. I need more of that. I need more of this. And that's what you want. And again, you're trying to be your best customer, right? Just go through AI, see what you like. If you love it, move on. So we've got here some pretty good information, and I'm just going to take you guys down. As I kept going back and forth, you can see I didn't love it. I didn't love what it was giving me. It's pretty good, but I wanted a little bit more to be covered. So I said, this is pretty good. Here's some things that I wanted. And then I gave it my, I have a 6-step formula for launching a product. Picking your niche, identifying who you're going to sell to and where to find them, building your product and automating the pitch process, getting your first 100 sales in 10 days, refining your offer and product. Now this gets into when you scale, so this doesn't matter until you have sales, and then scaling your offers to 6 figures per month. So I wanted to launch this product with these first 4 spaces done, and I wanted ChatGPT to help me make it into a faceless product. So you can see it started doing that. Not bad. Again, kind of missing the boat. Kept reprompting it. Okay. So here's where we're at. We keep going. So again, all I'm doing when I do this is I'm pointing out what I don't like and how I want it to improve. What do I not like? What do I want it to improve? I want to add this in. I want to add that in, right? So you can see I added in here when looking for an idea for a digital product to use the TikTok creator search insights. I wanted it to add that in there as another option. It did. So that was cool. And it kept going back and forth again. And now I was actually trying to have it give me a PDF. Okay, gave me the PDF. And then I was like, you know what? This still isn't coming out the way that I want. And then I realized I didn't even use my own prompt. So as I kept going here, I'll show you eventually, I pasted in my own prompt. Now there's one thing about this prompt, which I may even change, make a different version of this. The 15-minute transformation is a theory, right? It's an idea. The concept should be, I'm going to sell you for $7 or $27 this thing that you can implement in a very short period of time. I like to think about my products in frames of 15. 15 minutes is my low ticket. A transformation that takes 15 days is my mid ticket. And a transformation that would take 15 weeks, right, is my high ticket stuff. The stuff you want real transformation, you and I both know it ain't going to happen in 15 minutes. You want to change your health for good? Well, commit to being in my program. You want to be a phenomenal parent that does exactly what accomplishes what you want, and you have kids that act the way that you want? Well, that ain't going to take 15 minutes. There's some things that you can do and drill that are 15 minutes, and that's what we want to sell them on the front end. We're getting them interested. We're getting some momentum. So one thing that I do want you to do is I want you to understand, and I do this every time I use it, when it kicks out the idea and it comes back and says, okay, great, 15-minute transformation. You do not have to use that, but I do love it from a leverage and selling position. So you can go back and say, hey, I love this. This 15-minute thing is going to help me sell, right? And so we were starting to get a lot better outputs once I used my prompt. And then I said, hey, let's get rid of the 15-minute part. I don't need it. I just want short-term benefits. So again, one thing that I really want you guys to understand is you are not going to copy and paste this prompt in and then immediately have a product. You are going to go back and forth, but this back and forth takes you all of 10 to 15 minutes. So just be prepared to go back and forth and then iterate it and change it up until it matches what you hoped for. That's what we're looking for. And then I said, that's not bad. We need more depth and information. It goes back. This is what's great. It's almost like having an employee, but you can just keep telling them they're wrong and that we want it better. We don't have to feel bad about it. Then it started kicking out some really good stuff for me. I loved this, what it was coming out with. It seemed great. I wanted to turn this into a module. Said, great, give me this information. It did. I got to have it go back and give me that PDF again. Can you give me that PDF again? It looks like I can't download it. Now we've got the beginning of a great product. We've got the first module of what's going to be 4 main modules. Now, I will have to make some faceless videos that I insert into this product because it needs to see training. It has to have training. I hate this. Has to have training. I got to refresh my browser. I'll do that in a second. But as part of my 6-step outline, there's going to be training in there for helping people build a sales page. Obviously, we have to teach them how to do that. So I'll be making videos like this that you guys are seeing right now, where it's just showing my screen and it doesn't have to, I can even change my voice with AI at this point because I use Descript. I can have it do a different voice. So I'll just do some faceless videos that show that part of the process and then some Google Docs that outline it. And it's never been easier than it is right now to create digital products, especially because you can just go and do something and then come back to ChatGPT or Poppy, have it transcribe it for you. You can see I do that in Descript. get the transcription to something, and then upload it and say, I want to make a product out of this. It's pretty impressive. And I actually wrote a book based off of a call. I took a transcript, and let me see if I have it here. I took a transcript. My book prompting, I think it is. Yeah. So this was the transcript of a call that I do every week. You guys can see here, it's super long, very in-depth. Then I gave it my sales page, all this, and I said, I want to write a book. This is what I teach. Help me write the book. And it did. It spit out, and I will show you an amazing book, Digital Product Empire, that I will now, so I have the book and a sales page. I can send this to my team, and I will have a new funnel that I can start promoting where I sell this book. And this book is a 61-page outline that literally outlines a step-by-step of exactly what I would need to do to create a business, which is great. And then I have sales page copy for it, all based on all the same material. So again, you can do this in ChatGPT. You can do this in Poppy. I personally don't mind spending the money. It was like $350 for a year or $1,000 for life. You get 2,000 credits when you sign up for that. I spent a little bit more on credits because I believe in them. They also have API access in the system that I upgraded to. It was like another $2,000, so I get it. It's well not in the wheelhouse for most people, but this API would allow me to build a chat system that other people could access, and I could even charge for that. So there's really cool things on that side. But again, I have Manus as well, which is another third-party AI platform that runs more like an AI agent. I don't necessarily think this is quite good enough yet to be where I want it to be, but ChatGPT can do all of this. There's also a free platform called Grok, G-R-O-K, that would do all of the same stuff. So realistically, you can do this in any method that you want. It's just a process of refinement. It really is. It doesn't matter how you do it. You're either going to upload all of your material to this chat. You can see, you can upload Google Drive, stuff from your computer, PDFs, whatever. You can upload a bunch of different information and teach ChatGPT what you want. And you can do Poppy. Now, here's some things I love about ChatGPT. For instance, ChatGPT knows basically everything of every conversation that I've had in here. So one of the things that I did recently, now it just got access to something called history, which means it can go through every single chat that I've ever had with it. And I asked it, based on everything you know about me and what I sell, I'd love to know what you think my customers' biggest obstacles are. I don't know what to sell. I'm not an expert. Tech overwhelms me. I don't have an audience. I don't have time. Fear of wasting money, fear of judgment, imposter syndrome, fear of ads, perfectionism. Making money online must be lucky or viral. You need to be famous to sell something. Passive income sounds like a scam, or digital products are just courses. These are definitely the roadblocks that you yourself might be facing right now. So it's cool that ChatGPT helped me do that. I then turned this into a content system. This is a content framework. So we took whatever issue that somebody thinks is holding them back. I now have a belief breaker style of content, a quick win style of content, and a mechanism reveal style of content. And then here's a bunch of examples. I had it turn it into a bunch of different content ideas for me, give me a 30-day calendar of the content based on hook and the background, resolution, all of this. So it's really kind of amazing when you think about it, what we can do if you just learn to play with AI. Learn to play, learn to go back and forth. And the more, and again, I've taught this and I want to make sure that I reiterate this here. I think everybody needs to go into ChatGPT, especially if this is the one that you're using, and you need to fill ChatGPT with everything that you know. Go have conversations with it. Go ask it things. Go, you can do the voice, literally you can do a voice noting thing, right? Just hit the voice thing. Have a full-on conversation with it. Let it know what you know, what you're interested in. And then afterwards, ask it, if I was going to create a digital product, What niche do you think I should go into? And is there any information in our chat history that would tell you what I should create a product in? And you're going to see it's going to kick some things out. And I think that even that is just good enough. But I wanted to make sure that I made this little video for you guys to show you exactly how you can still use the same prompts, whether it's ChatGPT or Poppy or Manus. It doesn't matter. The prompt teaches it the framework that we want to use when we're creating a digital product. And then it's up to you to keep going back and forth to make sure it's good. You can see here, even when I was looking to create content, it wasn't like, you can see I'm even like, this isn't what I was looking for. You have to be willing to go back to it and say, this isn't quite right. Here's what I need. This is what I'm hoping for. I have ideas on this. Here's some examples. Feed it more information and it'll start getting better and better and better and better. And then you'll be onto something. So yeah, I hope this helps a lot of you guys who might have any questions about whether or not this can all be done in ChatGPT. Of course it can. I did all of mine in ChatGPT before I moved over to Poppy. I do personally love and will continue to recommend Poppy just because of the systems that it has. Like for instance, I can build boards for people and give them access to these boards, which will help them come up with products and write sales pages all in just one mechanism. It's really incredible. I've got a book and membership board where we can go and like, this has a bunch of book sales pages, my actual book, and then I had it write me a sales page. I mean, it's just incredible. So I do like that for that purpose, but you can get everything done that you would want in a normal AI ChatGPT sort of framework. But hopefully that helps all of you guys out there, and we'll see you in the next one.